turned them into dynasties. The Lombardi Packers, 5-time NFL champions, including Super Bowls I and II. The Miami Dolphins, a team that achieved perfection in back-to-back Super Bowl titles. The Pittsburgh Steelers, authors of NFL history, accumulating 4 Lombardi trophies. Add to that short list of elite, the San Francisco 49ers, the undeniable force of the 80s. The 4-time champions punctuated the decade with the most devastating performance in Super Bowl annals and immediately placed themselves in a position to write even more history of their own. In 1990, the 49ers are on the brink of football immortality, undefeated and undaunted in defense of their title. To a man, their mission is a 3rd straight Super Bowl championship. The summit is in their sights. This is Texas Stadium, home of the Cowboys, where we have a sellout crowd of more than 62,000 to watch Dallas take on the best team in football, the undefeated San Francisco 49ers. They have distinguished themselves. The San Francisco 49ers are on the verge of rewriting yet another chapter in the NFL record book. Including playoff games, they've won 16 straight. A victory tonight would equal the Raiders' streak of the 70s and leave them one shy of the best ever in professional football. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick, and it's great to be back with you for our 4th year of NFL coverage on ESPN. And what a way to start with the 49ers, a team trying to become the first to win 3 straight Super Bowls. As always, it's my pleasure to be working with Joe Theismann. And Joe, even though they're 8-0, the 49ers are not doing some of the things they used to do as well.
There's a lot of grumblings in San Francisco about the running game specifically. And when you take a real close look at it, Joe Montana has the longest run from scrimmage, 20 yards. Last week against the Packers, they tried to run the ball 12 times on first down, gained a total of 13 yards. Roger Craig didn't play much last week because it was too cold. It's much warmer tonight. Look for the 49ers to come out trying to pound the Cowboy defense.
Last year, the Dallas defense and offense simply awful. They won a single game. This year, they've won 3. It's still not great, but obviously they're a better football team.
It's a much better progress than Jimmy Johnson had expected. Now, here's a guy last year who stood on the sidelines and watched his football team go out and try not to win football games, but to play respectably. This year, he's upgraded the talent tremendously. He's given himself a chance to go out on the football field and at least put some players out there that he feels like compete. Earlier this week, he told me, he said, now I finally have a chance. When I talk to my team, I tell them we do have a chance to win.
And there he is, Jimmy Johnson, his 2-year record, 4-21, almost like he took over an expansion team here in Dallas. And almost a mirror image on the other sideline. George Seifert, with a 25-2 record, wins the Super Bowl in his first year as the coach. Dallas won the toss. They'll receive. Mike Kofer will do the duties. And that's James Dixon out of Houston. He and Alexander Wright are deep to receive for the Dallas Cowboys, and you can expect them to play it close to the vest tonight. Maybe a couple of trick plays, but they're not going to throw the ball 50 times.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, you just don't want to put yourself in that kind of trouble against a team that's been the best and looks like it's on its way to continuing to be the best.
Sellout crowd of more than 62,000. Back-to-back sellouts. That's the first time that has happened here in Dallas since 1986. So the fans are coming back after a couple of wins, and we are ready to go. Dixon at the 5. Across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. There is a flag down, and it is going to be Dallas offsides.
By about 7 yards. David Howard just ran up and hit somebody long before the kicker ever got to the ball.
You could see him doing it, and you wonder what happened.
As soon as Kofor started to approach the kick, he took off and headed for a 49er. Watch right side of your screen coming from the number 50. Here he comes. Kofor's moving. He's moving. Now, you know, when a defensive coach or a special team coach...
The receiving team was offside. Penalty refused. First down.
When a coach stresses go after somebody, I think he means go after somebody after the ball is kicked.
Yeah, after the game starts. So Dallas will take over just shy of its own 25-yard line. And there's Troy Aikman out of UCLA in his second year. The deep man in the backfield, Emmitt Smith, the rookie from Florida. Agee, the man in motion. Smith on the toss, cuts it inside. 40. Brought down at the 47-yard line. Darryl Pollard saved the touchdown. A gain of 23.
The right side of the offensive line, Nate Newton, the big tackle, gets out. Novacek, the tight end, they do a good job. Quick support by Waymer. Agee's come on real strong. Finally getting a chance to play good block. Emmitt Smith moving up. Big run. Got to be careful to let a young football team get too excited early.
Smith averaging 3.5 yards a carry coming into this game. Delay to Smith. Not much running room this time. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Now second effort. We'll get him up to the 50. And now for tonight's die-hard starting lineups. Troy Aikman at quarterback. He has all the tools, size, arm, mobility, but he's still learning and needs more talent around him to prosper. Tight end Jay Novacek has already broken his career high for receptions. He leads all NFL tight ends with 39 catches. And up front, Nate Newton is having his best year. 2 weeks ago, he held Reggie White to 1 tackle and no sacks. Second down, call it 7 for Dallas from midfield. And this is what they want tonight, ball control. Aikman will scramble. Has 5 and slides to the 45, a couple of yards shy of the first down. That 49ers defense has Michael Carter on the nose. Coming off foot surgery, he's not quite back to the form that earned him 3 Pro Bowls. Charles Haley is having a great year. He's tied for the team lead in tackles, and until this afternoon, led the league in sacks with 10. At age 31, Ronnie Lott still has it, maybe a step slower, but he still makes the big plays and the punishing hits. 3rd and 3 from the San Francisco 46. This is what Dallas wants to do. Keep the ball and move it. Aikman, 3-step drop, floats it way over the intended receiver, Michael Irvin, who is back making his first start in over a year when he was injured, and Carter was putting the pressure on.
A lot of Carter. Michael Carter, 6'2", 285, just penetrates right up the middle. Aikman looked a little tentative. And, you know, this is his first game against the 49ers. I talked to him on the field before, and he was real excited, not to mention nervous.
Saxon will punt. Don Griffin is deep to receive. Normally you would see Taylor back there, but he's a little banged up. Saxon with an excellent record of kicking the ball out of bounds inside the 20. Very high. Fair catch by Griffin, makes it at the 13. So once again, Saxon does his job. A 32-yard punt, but well inside the 20-yard line. No score, 12:25 to go first quarter from Dallas. ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Cadillac and your local Cadillac dealer. Discover why the only way to travel is Cadillac style. By AT&T, the right choice. And by Hewlett-Packard LaserJet printers. They'll get you noticed. The 49ers with their first possession starting at their own 13-yard line. And Craig fumbles. And it looks like Dallas has it inside the 10. They do. Roger Craig was drilled by Jimmy Jones. He never had a chance.
The philosophy of Jimmy Johnson and his defensive coaches is to get penetration by the 4 men up front. Here you see him come up right side of your screen. Look at the penetration. That's what the defensive line is supposed to do. That's what happened. Get the big penetration by Jimmy Jones, forcing the fumble. Roger barely gets a chance to have his hands on the ball and make a move, and Jimmy Jones is right in his face.
Lockhart with the recovery, and Dallas sets up shop at the 49er 8. Agee, the fullback, gets to about the 6. Agee, quite a story. This is his 3rd year in the league. In 2 years, he had 2 carries and 3 catches. That's in 2 years. He has been used extensively on this ball club and put Alonzo Highsmith on the bench.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, he's hung around with some class people.
Yes,
I mean, at Auburn, he had Bo Jackson, and in Kansas City, he worked in front of Christian Okoye. So, I mean, the man has not been afraid to share the limelight. Now he's getting a chance to carry the ball.
Also with the blocking back for Brent Fullwood at Auburn. And you see his stats on the year, 2nd and goal. Emmitt Smith only got to the 5. Fagan came over and cut his legs out from under him along with Matt Millen.
Jimmy Jones, defensive coaches with him, point out, hey, you did a super job. That's the way to go in and nail somebody.
If Dallas could score early, what a boost it would be for the Cowboys. They are averaging in the first half this year 4 points.
The thing is, too, is this is where Aikman, as a young quarterback, has got to be careful. You almost got yourself a guaranteed 3. You just don't want to throw an interception. If the guy's not open, throw it away, at least come away with points.
Novacek and Ewald in as twin tight ends, and you saw the stats on how inept they have been in goal-to-go situations. Novacek can't get there. Dave Waymer, the veteran, on the coverage, and it brings up 4th down.
Novacek would be the man to go to. He's been the guy that they've tried to get the football to. 39 catches for 3 TDs this year. Done a great job. Aikman dropping back. They isolate him now. Waymer came from New Orleans, not as quick as he was, but this time, this is adrenaline. I'll guarantee you, this is a young guy throwing the football 4 yards out of the end zone. I mean, that's just purely adrenaline.
Ken Willis will come on to try the field goal of 23 yards. The rookie has had a fine year. Drills it through, and on the turnover, the Dallas Cowboys have taken a 3-0 lead over the undefeated 49ers. Recovery leads 3-0. Last week in their loss to the Jets, they were inside the 25 5 times and did not get a touchdown, and you just saw the same kind of thing. There's the scoring drive, only 4 plays, 4 yards, and the Willis field goal.
A lot of that has to do with confidence, though. You got a young quarterback. You don't want him to throw the ball someplace where he's going to get it picked off.
Ken Willis to kick off to Tillman and Carter. He has not been able to get the ball deep. This one will come to the 6 to Dexter Carter, the rookie out of Florida State. He's wrapped up as he got to the 24-yard line. Jesse Solomon was down to make the tackle on special teams. The 49ers, of course, led by Joe Montana, the highest-rated quarterback in NFL history. At his current pace, he could throw for 5,000 yards this year. Jerry Rice could go over the 1,000-yard mark tonight. He leads the NFL in yards, catches, and receiving touchdowns coming into today's play. The best up-front guy, McIntyre, he excels as a run blocker, straight ahead or as a pulling guard. Rathman, the single setback. Montana throws to right. breaks 2 tackles and has the first down out across the 35-yard line. The Dallas defense has been improved this year, especially the line by getting Daniel Stubbs from the 49ers. He has 4.5 sacks coming in. Middle linebacker Gene Lockhart is having another fine season. Last year, he led the world with an amazing 222 tackles. The best in the secondary, former Viking Isaac Holt. He's a good cover man, has 3 of the club's 4 interceptions this year. Four-man rush. Noonan with pressure. It's a screen to Craig. 40 to the 42-yard line. Washington makes the tackle as he got to about the 43. Roger Craig has caught more passes than any other NFL back in history. He just passed a couple of weeks ago, went past Walter Payton.
And that particular play, Mike, replaces the running game for the San Francisco 49ers. I spoke to Roger Craig yesterday. I asked him about the running game. He said, we never had a running game. We've always thrown the football more. We use little swing passes to replace it.
But the statistics say they gained 122 yards a game last year, 82 this year. Here's Craig on the sweep. They seal it off nicely, got him outside. And he's across the 45 to the 47. Should be the first down. Ken Norton and Isaac Holt up from the corner to make the tackle.
Ken Norton is the man that they're counting on to make plays. There you see him line up off the ball so he can have an opportunity to flow. And here it's exactly what he does. Gets in McIntyre's hip pocket, slides along the secondary. A lot like the Dallas Cowboys used to do out of the flex with their middle linebacker. They like to do it with Ken Norton from the weak side linebacker position.
Cowboys show blitz and Montana changing the play. Here they come, and they got it. Norton backed off, then came strong, and Montana just took the sack rather than do something silly.
That's difficult communication for the center and the 2 guards. They've got to protect the inside. You always tell guys, right here you'll see it from the right side. He just shoots the gap. It's a late move. The tackle's got to come up because the back can't possibly get there quick enough. There was no way Rathman could fill it. The guards got to slide. They got to make a sight adjustment. Unfortunately, Norton got there so quick they couldn't.
Rathman dove but couldn't get there. 2nd and 15. We'll go with 2 tight ends, Jones and Wall. Montana with a half roll, slips and sacks. Noonan was coming hard, but Stubbs got there with him. And 5.5 sacks on the year for Daniel Stubbs, the former 49er.
I walked around the field before the game. People may not realize we are in a dome, but there's a big hole in the middle of which the field is exposed to the elements. They also wet this field down and wash it. It doesn't drain real well when it just gets wet down and damp. Montana that time slipped on where the surface is damp.
And I really never understood the concept of having the hole over the place.
Man of money.
3rd and 19. 4-man rush. Montana pressured. Dumps it off. Sidney broke a couple of tackles. Fumbled the football out of bounds. Big break for the 49ers. It goes out of bounds at the 40. They are going to mark it, however, back at the 45, and that would be short of the first down.
This is a rule that is compliments of Ken Stabler from batting the ball down the field. But they say he's down, and where he fumbles out is where he'll hit the ground. Here's a reverse angle. Now, this is something the Cowboys have to do. They've got him stopped for about an 8-yard gain. Arm tackle, arm tackle, arm tackle. Now, he goes down. They're going to rule him down where he was.
Jesse Solomon made the stop.
They cannot advance it from the point of the fumble, so they bring it back to where he would have been down and mark it there.
Ray Horton tried to recover, but it will bring up a 4th down punting situation for the 49ers. Barry Hilton has come on to punt, and Gary Shepard is waiting at the 10-yard line. Shepard re-signed by this ball club to help the punt returns, and he's done it. A career 10-yard average. Last week he had 5 and averaged 9. Cowboys with 10 men on the line of scrimmage. High snap. Got it out of there toward the near sideline, and it takes a Dallas bounce and will go out of bounds at the 28-yard line. A punt of only 21 yards for the third-year man out of Colorado. Dallas leads at 3-0. We'll be back in a moment.
Rocky Baseball leads top-ranked Notre Dame against Penn State right before Georgia battles Auburn. It's all part of a college football triple-header, live Saturday afternoon on ESPN.
Penn State Notre Dame ought to be a fun ball game. The Irish ranked number 1 again in a rather tenuous spot for college football teams this year. You like it, right?
Go Irish. What can I tell you? They're where they should be.
Dallas takes over, leading 3-0 from its own 28. Aikman sends everybody out on the pattern, dumps it to Agee. Across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Romanowski makes the tackle.
Very important for Troy Aikman. Good call in that situation. You're backed up a little bit. First time you've been in your own end. Try and throw the ball to the back. It's a 5-step drop. You get rid of the football. You don't ask your line to have to block for a long time, put the quarterback in jeopardy of a sack.
Of course, with the 49ers' success, they have a target painted on the back of their jersey. Everybody comes out against them as strong as they can, trying to pull that upset, and Dallas looks pumped tonight. Agee almost lost the handle, got it back, dove across the 40. It's a first down. Matt Millen will get credit for the tackle. Agee was the starter for a couple of weeks until Highsmith moved in, but he has gotten the starting job back.
Well, he got it by really default. Alonzo went to Jimmy Johnson and said, listen, my knee is not right. He had his knee scoped, but the reason he missed so much of the offseason was because of an infection, not because of an injury. He's been placed on IR and probably won't play the rest of the year until his knee gets strong.
Smith got another 4. Kevin Fagan, the first man to get to him, the 4-year veteran out of Miami.
About 3.5 yards. Number 54, Matt Millen, leading the charge defensively.
The difference between this year's Dallas team and last year's Dallas team, and Jimmy Johnson admitted to us something I guess everybody already knew, that they didn't have a chance last year. The game that they won last year, they felt very fortunate. The game we had in Washington. Now he feels he's got a chance to win if they play well.
Yeah, they shouldn't have won anything last year. They got lucky. This year, you're right. He feels like they can line up and at least be competitive.
2nd and 7. Play action, something else they wanted to do a lot of. Agee dumps it, or Agee went low for it. Romanowski got out there on the coverage, and it's incomplete.
Aikman's throwing ugly. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. He's not in a rhythm. I think it's going to take probably a half of a quarter or maybe an entire quarter for him to get comfortable. He goes back. He sets pretty well. Now, he feels the pressure. Now, look. That's a labored delivery. It's not fluid. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to get it there quick. He's got to relax a little bit more.
Is that normal nerves or only because he's a second-year player?
Normal nerves because you're playing the world champion.
3rd and 7 from the Dallas 44. Four-man rush. Aikman rifles this one and completes it to Kelvin Martin.
That's the difference in the throw. He set, he knew exactly what he wanted to do with the football, and he let it fly.
Don Griffin and Romanowski were in on the stop, the 35th catch for Kelvin Martin.
If you can, remember the throw just a while ago, a little tentative. Watch this now. He sets up, checks the safety, and just hums this thing. Nice tight spiral, catch it on the tee.
Martin had off-season knee surgery, as did Michael Irvin. Got Irvin in a slot this time, and Novacek splits out from his tight end position. There came Haley, opened it up for Dennis Brown. Haley was roaring through.
Charles Haley given a lot more freedom to rush the passer. Now, he feels like they're using him the way he feels he should be used. Comes way down inside, comes down 2 people, puts pressure up the middle. that gives the opportunity for the ends to collapse. As soon as you flush the quarterback out of the middle of the pocket, allows your tackles and ends and backers from the outside to really get a pretty easy sack.
That was the 3rd sack for Dennis Brown in his rookie season in the NFL. 2nd and 18. Incomplete at the 43-yard line as Alexander Wright had it go right through his hands. The rookie out of Auburn, their 2nd-round draft choice. He's been very inconsistent. They think he's one of these guys you would label a project. It's going to take him a while to learn the pro system to get comfortable with it.
The thing is, he's got so much speed, and you have to have it at wide receiver.
4.25.
I mean, that's illegal. I mean, they should give him a ticket just walking out of the house at 4.25. Nobody should go that fast. You and I tried to run that fast, our nose would bleed.
He's only caught 9 balls this year.
Now when he should have had.
3rd and 18, he certainly should. 4-man rush. Aikman on the roll. 50, 45, got to the 42-yard line. He'll be about 5 yards shy of the 1st down. Here's Holt from the backside, chased him out of bounds.
Protection is the key when you have a young quarterback. You just don't want to give him any reason to get scared back there. And, of course, the offside, the blind side, your left tackle is important. Now, here they put Jay Novacek over there to help out on Haley a little bit. But big Kevin Gogan started for Mark Tuinei. Just gets that big body in front so that Haley can't get to him.
Griffin back for Saxon's punt. Boomer headed for the end zone, and it makes it. 44-yard kick, but a net of 24 as it will come out to the 20-yard line, and the 49ers will start from there when we come back. 0-0, Dallas over San Francisco, 2:20 to go in the 1st quarter of play. And next Sunday night, Joe and I will be in the jungle for a game that has become very important in the AFC Central. The matchup between the Steelers and the Bengals. We'll get to see Bubby Brister and Boomer Esiason.
The bees, the killer bees. The killer bees on offense.
And they are deadlocked at the top of the AFC Central in what has become a wild year already. Delay, Craig. Forced back after he got to the 25. Norton makes another tackle.
Very interesting thing you saw Roger Craig do as he came through the line of scrimmage. Had the ball in one hand after he took the handoff. As he approached the line of scrimmage, covered it up with 2, and then moved back out. What'll happen is, besides his knee being, see him cover up? Now he starts to get into traffic, cover the ball up, get out in the open field a little bit, spread it out. Remember, he hasn't handled the ball a lot. Not just his knees, but handling the ball is important.
Cost him 3 games. He played 114 in a row, just short of Jim Brown's record. Lockhart makes the tackle on Rathman, but he crosses the 30 for the 1st down. What a year Lockhart had last year. 222 tackles, and I'm sure he never wants to make 222 again.
Doesn't seem like anybody else on defense made a tackle.
No, if he didn't get him, they didn't get him.
We talked about the lack of really talent they had last year. They just didn't have anybody up front. I mean, Eugene was the tackling machine.
1st and 10, 49ers down 3-0. Time running out 1st period. Play action by Montana. Jones, the tight end across midfield to the 41-yard line. Manny Hendricks brought him down after a gain of 28.
Brent Jones, great pair of hands. All they had to do was work on his blocking a little bit more. Comes through, just crosses across the field, gets into a soft area, winds up making the catch. Really is wide open.
Flag on the play, but it is defensive holding against Dallas, so it will stand.
This play action towards the tight end locks up not only the coverage, but the linebacker that's supposed to be on him, allows him a much freer release. Of course, when you run the play action, you get reaction from the linebackers. The secondary then runs back because, oh my gosh, it's covered, and you got the soft hold.
Montana is off to your average start, 4 for 4, 60 yards. Craig, nice hold this time. Got about 4. Danny Noonan wrapped him up by the ankles. When you talk about the 49ers, you have to be aware of the expectation. People think they're going to win by 3 touchdowns every week. They think Joe Montana is going to throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns every week. And when they don't, I mean, you can't really expect it to happen, but when they don't, people are disappointed. And they say, hey, we're not playing well. But they are. They're 8-0, even though they trail here 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be back in a moment. Quarter with Dallas leading the San Francisco 49ers 3-0. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann back with you at Texas Stadium. Your impressions of the first quarter?
Well, I think the Cowboys came out full of adrenaline, made some big hits, caused the fumble. The 49ers just got the wake-up call. You know, they said, oh, geez, we're in a football game. I guess it's the same old thing we have to do. Let's start slow. Now let's drop it in drive and move on down the field. And that's exactly what they've started to do.
Jimmy Johnson said if the 49ers did not play up to their capability and Dallas played the best they could, Dallas had a chance to win. And right now they lead. Incomplete as they go over the middle, intended for Rice. Isaac Holt on the coverage. He is their best man-to-man defender, although he doesn't get that much opportunity to play man-to-man in the Dallas defensive scheme.
Can't take a chance. Everybody says, oh, God, he's a great man-to-man guy. Why don't you play man-to-man with him? The trouble is you got to have another corner, especially against the 49ers. Let Holt go one-on-one with Jerry Rice. John Terrell absolutely eats your lunch. So, I mean, you know, you do the best thing for the talent you have, and that's what Dallas is doing.
49ers are used to not scoring in the first quarter. They've gotten only 20 points in 8 games in the first period this year. Montana with plenty of time over the middle. Taylor at the 22, broke a tackle to the 20-yard line. First down, a gain of 16.
Just amazing how well-disciplined San Francisco's football team is to not turn the ball over. We saw Roger Craig cover up. That time we saw John Taylor when he got in traffic cover up. Now here comes a blitz from the outside. Steve Wallace sets. Jesse Solomon's in there to try and put pressure. Heck, he says, let's dance, Jesse. You'll see it on the left top side of your screen. Same thing. You got to try and get pressure inside on Montana. They'll let you stand outside all day.
Four-man rush, no pressure again, dumps it off to Rathman. He's got 5. There's a flag down on the play. Tackle made by Jack Del Rio. They picked him up as a Plan B free agent from Kansas City. Offensive interference.
Interference, 89, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Tight end Wesley Walls out of Mississippi.
Those linebackers get locked up on tight ends. They get real close to them. The only way a tight end can get free is to push off. The question is, how far does your arm get away from your body? If it looks like it's far away, they're going to throw the flag.
So spot the ball at the 30. And Dexter Carter has checked into the San Francisco backfield. He'll go out on a wing. Craig is the lone setback. Delay to Craig. Jeffcoat has him as he got to the 26-yard line. So they get 4 back.
Nobody seems to worry about the 49ers. So you get inside 2 minutes. Then they get scared to death. The end of the game, the end of the half, everybody goes, uh-oh, they're going to score a touchdown.
With good reason.
Yeah, they're almost starting to fall into this mode. Let's wait till 1 minute and 30 seconds to go.
Sometimes when you fall behind and have that much success, it's easy to fall behind because you get a little lackadaisical about it. Craig wide open in the flat. Norton took him out of bounds with a solid tackle at the 22. Norton has become an outstanding linebacker.
A lot of speed, probably their best defensive player in the front 7. Of course, Isaac Holt, I think, one of the better corners in the league. Got a lot of speed, and they try and put him in positions so that he can make play. He has really become their designated playmaker on defense.
Last year, he shared a spot with Jesse Solomon, but Solomon held out until the middle of the year, and Norton won the job almost by default, and the idea is no one will ever get it away from him again. He's already made 5 tackles. 3rd and 11 here. Blitz. And Montana threw the bad ball intended for Jerry Rice. Jimmy Johnson said, sometimes on the blitz, you'll get him to throw a bad pass. Sometimes you get to him. More often than not, you get burned. That time, they made him throw it low.
This time, what they do is they bring the corner hard. Here, I'll show you on the old, you'll see Francis coming right straight off the corner. Now, it's one thing to go upfield. It's another thing to now hit a beeline. The guard couldn't get out in that case to get out and make the block. That was actually Jesse Sapolo, the center. Only could barely get a hand on him. Forced Montana to get rid of it just a little early.
Mike Kofer, who has hit 2/3 of his field goals, will try one from 39 yards away. Hooked it. And Dallas holds its 3-0 lead as Kofer misses his 8th field goal of the season. ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, simply phone your nearest BMW dealer. By Michelob Dry. Once you experience the bold taste with no aftertaste, there's no going back. And by Levi's Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants. Looking through the hole in the stadium, where we have a sellout crowd of more than 62,000. They've loved it so far. Dallas leading 3-0. Our opening game last year was Dallas and Washington. The Cowboys pulled an upset, and as Yogi Berra would have said, it looks like deja vu all over again. It has a very reminiscent feeling. Aikman, the quick out, skipped it to Martin. They'll call it a catch at the 22. And there's a flag down at the 25.
Looks like it's going to be holding against the 49ers. They're locking up on the tight ends on both sides.
Holding 58 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Veteran Keena Turner, who says, who, me? And that will give them a first down at the 26.5-yard line. .11:57 to go first half. Very quick-moving ball game. Emmett Smith leans out to the 30. Turner was in on the stop. Millen was in the area. So was Pierce Holt. The Goodyear Blimp America from Spring, Texas. Piloted tonight by Ron McDuff. He's out of Anson, Texas. Wave. Thank you. Good job, Don.
Hurry up, turn around.
Stay away from the hole in the roof.
Look where you're going. Those things don't move very fast. You can turn around. You can go have lunch and come back, and it's not going to move very far off where it is.
2nd and 7 for the Cowboys, who have dominated statistically so far and lead 3-0. Delay, Agee. Broke one tackle, somebody had a hand on the face mask, and they missed it. Agee was a little upset as Dave Waymer came up from the safety and made the tackle. Maybe he had him around the neck and did not get the man.
Does a good job of breaking a tackle right here. Before that, now Waymer's got it. Actually, Waymer doesn't. He's got him on his shoulder pad. No?
I don't know.
Hard to tell. Looked like it was locked in the shoulder pad. Obviously, the official agreed with me.
Well,
so
he's
you guys
a former
are
Notre Damer. I knew you'd step in there. 3rd and 11 for Dallas. 3 wide out. Aikman rolls away from Haley. Buys some time. Now tries to run. Went for the slide, but a little late, and Don Griffin gave him a shot as he tried to slide for the sticks. Remember, when you slide, it's where you first hit is where you're down.
Well, the thing that Aikman is doing, what you see him yelling at is he's yelling at his wide receivers. I'm in trouble. Come on back to me. He doesn't want to take, number one, he doesn't want to take a shot like this. Number two, he'd rather throw the ball downfield. I'll tell you take some hellacious blows out there. Ooh, wow. Heck of a shot.
Saxon will come in to punt. It's 4th and a yard from the 36, and Griffin is back to receive, waiting at his own 26. Low line drive kick. Griffin at the 26-yard line. One tackle away from getting a huge return. Got to the 41. A return of 16 after a punt of 38. Bill Bates, the leading tackler on special teams, downfield for Dallas. Leads at 3-0.
Troy Aikman on the phone to the coaches upstairs, but he was really upset after that last play, and for good reason. Right here, you'll see the outside receiver runs an out and up, but everybody's running away from him. He's out here scrambling, waiting for somebody to work back and help him out. As he rolls to the right, good call, away from pressure. Now you go out there, you buy some time. Now all the receivers have, there's nowhere to go. Come on back. Hey guys, come on back. That's what he was upset about.
It's like in basketball. If you're in trouble, somebody's got to come to you. That start the 49ers have had tonight. They start from their own 41. Quick out to right. This is where he's the most dangerous. He's to the 49-yard line. Lockhart got out there with Manny Hendricks.
Number 45, Manny Hendricks.
It makes you catch your breath, doesn't it?
It really does, and it's so important to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers early in a game. Let them know that they're involved. That's exactly what they did. You saw the second play they went to. They had to fumble the first one. The second one, they throw the ball to Jerry Rice. Give him a chance to make a big play.
You don't think Rice would like to play Atlanta again, where he had 5 touchdowns and 225 yards? Craig got outside. First down, driven out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Once again, Hendricks was over there.
Number 45, Manny Hendricks.
Here's the Budweiser storyline. The 49ers fumbled inside their own 10 on the first play of the game. And that set up the only score, that Willis' 23-yard field goal. San Francisco has not won the battle of field position. And the 49ers also blew an opportunity after a fine 10-play drive. First and 10 here at the Dallas 43. Montana to Rathman. Nice job by Del Rio right on top of it. Rathman a good receiver, and Del Rio, one of those Plan B guys, and Dallas was the most active team in Plan B. It's really helped their team.
Well, and this defense that the Dallas Cowboys is playing is really playing fits with the 49ers, because they're not getting a chance to get the big play. It's one thing to be patient. Here what happens is if you do break a tackle, there's 3 guys there to tackle you. So they're having to be patient, but maybe even in their case, too patient.
2nd and 9. Dallas playing bend, don't break. They haven't even bent a whole lot tonight. Here's the deep ball. Rice dropped the ball. Incomplete. And Rice is complaining he was grabbed by the face mask, and he sure was. And a flag has gone down at the 6-yard line. Isaac Holt on the coverage.
But the question is it a catch?
I don't think so.
He ran a little bit with the ball. Did he have possession? Hard to tell. Obviously, it looks like it's going to be a face mask penalty. Question is did he have the ball? Did he fumble it? And what happened?
It will certainly affect the spot of the ball.
He's got Holt beat. Perfectly thrown pass. There's the face mask. There's possession. He's got the football.
I don't think he ever had possession, Joe.
Okay.
Watch how the ball stays up on the front of his helmet.
Well, it actually stays on his shoulder, not on his helmet. This ball's right on his shoulder. Look, he's got possession.
After the ball was overthrown, we do not have interference. We have a face mask penalty after the ball was overthrown. It's a previous spot foul, 15 yards and a first down.
Now they're assessing it as a 15-yard, not a 5-yard. And did I miss something? Did he say the ball was overthrown?
Gene Barth, the official, I think he's just using the wrong term. Obviously not overthrown.
I believe this is a catch. That ball is against his chest. One step, and now it's knocked away.
No, I'll have to agree with you.
I mean, that to me is a catch.
And here is the replay booth. They're obviously going to take a look at this. Mark Burns is the replay official.
I don't think Gene meant overthrown.
They are reviewing it. They cannot review the face mask, of course. That's not within the parameters of instant replay, but they can rule whether it was a catch or not if they find conclusive evidence.
Here's the reverse angle now. Rice, ball is into his hands, against his chest. 1 step, 2 steps. Now the ball gets knocked away. There was an infraction committed, but that's I don't know, I think it's a fumble. There you go again. There it is. It's against his chest. Now it gets knocked away. I think
we have a reversal by instant replay. Instant replay said that it was a completed catch. When the ball hit the ground, we had a whistle blown by one of the officials down there. We still have a dead ball, major foul. We're going to go half the distance to the 5-yard line, down to the 2.5, first down.
Well, that'll get them pumped up here at Texas Stadium. Big break for the 49ers. They rule as a catch. There can't be a fumble because the whistle blew.
See, that's where instant replay is really got its hands tied. It made the correct reversal, saying that it was a fumble. Problem is, when the official blows it on the field, that's what's the governing rule.
First and goal. Harry Sidney behind Rathman. Stacked up at the 2-second effort, may have gotten them to the 1. If we can go back to that for a second. But what it does, what instant replay did do, was give them the big play that they deserved.
Yeah, but it also should have given the Cowboys the fumble recovery. There it is. Now, you'll see it's not against his helmet. It's against his right shoulder pad. He's got the football. Now it gets knocked away. That's a fumble.
But the face mask penalty would have nullified that. It gets complicated after a while. Rathman diving. Didn't make it. Del Rio dove with him, shoulder to shoulder, and knocked him down inside the 1.
Word from the field, and this is the way it'll be explained, and everybody has to live with it, is the official thought that the ball was incomplete, blew the play dead. When the official blows a play dead on the field, what happens after that is inconsequential.
This is not, however, 3rd and goal from the 1. Rathman and Sidney are the back. Nice formation. Rathman. No signal. He did not make it. The Dallas goal line defense has held again.
I think they got to go for it. I think in this kind of a football game, you're the world champion. You can't settle for a field goal. You just can't do that. Maybe you take a timeout, talk about it, but you can't settle for a field goal. He doesn't make it.
Lockhart and Jeffcoat wrapped him up.
He doesn't make it.
And now Joe Montana wants to talk about it on 4th and inches. Almost all of the 62,000 people in Texas Stadium are on their feet. 4th and goal, San Francisco. Inches from the Dallas goal line, the Cowboys leading at 3-0. And it sounds like the Cowboy crowds of old. Rathman, touchdown. Steve Wallace got some movement up front, and Rathman gets his 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
That's what you got. If you're the world champions, you can't settle for a field goal there. You have to try and go for it. There's no question about it. And the thing is, the key is when you're in short yardage and goal line situations, you have to get under and get down and dirty. See how low the 49ers get? They get under the Cowboy defenders, which gives Rathman a chance to go up and over.
And Manny Hendricks overran the play. Kofer gets the extra point, and the 49ers, with 6:31 to go in the first half, have taken the lead for the first time tonight. Rathman with the dive, the 49ers with the lead. San Francisco finally gets on the board. They are leading the Dallas Cowboys 7-3. The drive, 59 yards, and Rathman capped it off with a 1-yard dive, and the big play that set it up, the complete pass to Jerry Rice that was ruled complete. by instant replay.
Well, and also, just for those who are keeping track, the 49er attack is 12 runs, 13 passes so far in the game.
Dixon and Wright are deep to receive. This is Dixon at the 9. Got it back to the 27, 28-yard line. Leroy Etienne was down on coverage along with Spencer Tillman. ESPN will start your college football Saturday each week with College Game Day. Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, and Charlene Hawks come your way at 11:30 Eastern. And Saturday we have a triple header at 12:30. Minnesota against 19th ranked Michigan. Then at 4 o'clock, Penn State against #1 Notre Dame. Georgia against 15th ranked Auburn. We'll wrap up our triple header at 7:30 Eastern time. Let's see how Dallas will respond to being down for the first time in this game. They'll start at their own 28. Aikman to throw on first down. Dumps it short, intercepted. Matt Millen to the 23. Emmitt Smith made the tackle, but a terrible pass by Aikman right into the hands of Matt Millen, and Aikman has thrown his 14th interception of the season.
But this one is nothing Troy can do about it. He gets pressure in his face as he tries to step forward. He winds up yanking the ball down a little bit, lands up right in Matt Millen's face, gets right in his face, gets his 8th career interception. Watch this. He's looking to the left. Charles Haley coming across. Now he steps up. He actually steps in to Agee. Tommy Agee trying to help out. Wound up being right in front of Aikman.
So a break for the 49ers, and they will take over at the Dallas 22. Millen, a great acquisition from the Raiders.
You've got to go up top right now to put another 6 on the board.
And that's what Montana wants to do. Dumps it off instead as Rice ran a crossing pattern to the 17. Lockhart makes the tackle. Ray Horton was also back there.
When you see a team spread out like that, you just know he's looking to try and get one-on-one somewhere. If he gets it, he's going to try and go for the whole bundle.
There's Matt Millen on the sideline. Montana so far, 10 out of 12. 133 yards, and now he has Mike Wilson in there, who's been playing the last couple of series in place of Taylor. So Wilson and Rice are the wideouts on 2nd and 5. Harry Sidney tried to cut back. There was no hole. Noonan made him cut back, and Lockhart was waiting for him.
Cowboy defense ranked 10th in the league, really doing a good job against run. They're really defying the 49ers to throw the ball into a zone and saying, look, we'll give you the 6-yard completion. We don't think you can complete all of them, but we'll give you a chance to throw them, and then we'll make the tackle. So far, that game plan has worked for the Cowboy defense.
3rd and 6 now with 5 minutes to go. 49ers best in the league when they get the ball in that kind of field position. Taylor is in, Rice, Lewis, 4 wide. And now Montana wants to burn a timeout, didn't like what he saw. And will call the timeout with 4:46 to go. What happens to a quarterback? Timeouts are so precious. Now, why would he use a timeout? I know I'm asking you to speculate. You don't know exactly why.
Oh, sure I do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll speculate anyway. You don't mind burning them when you have a scoring opportunity. It's more critical for them to be in the right formation. Once teams get down inside the quote-unquote red area or green area, however you designate, inside the 20, you've got half a dozen plays down there that really are designed to get you touchdowns. Looking at that formation, that was a play to design somebody to get in the end zone. What happens there is Montana looks up and he says, hey, I don't want to waste it. So I'll call the timeout, go back. You don't mind burning one down here, even with 4 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the half. Really, you got 2 timeouts left if you get the ball back. You got one that you own and the 2-minute warning. And, you know, based on the way the 49ers move the ball down the field, they really don't even need but one.
4:46 to go in the half. The numbers on Montana. He's facing 3rd and 6 right now from the Dallas 18. 3-man rush. Dumps it off. Rathman makes the catch at the 12. He'll be very close to the first. Excuse me, it's Jones. Very close to a first down. They had to get just inside the 12-yard line.
Gene Barth's going to bring the chains out. Joe Montana, curious. I used to love to do this as a quarterback. You go over and you look, and you tell him, oh, I got it. Yeah, we got it. I mean, look, get a better angle. See, Joe, see, the further you get away, it's like lining up a putt. Just like lining up a putt. You drop back, get it far enough away from the ball, and you can see it. See, now he'll walk by and say, see, Gene, I told you. Yeah, you can just, it's all part of it.
Half the length of a football, and they've got the first down. That would have been a big play for Dallas to be able to stop them and force the field goal try. Instead, they have a new series of downs starting from inside the 12-yard line.
That Dallas defensive unit is really playing well. I mean, you start with a championship. To build a championship football team, I think you start with defense, get some stars on offense, and get that continuity. Cowboys are starting to build one.
Rice and Wilson, the wideout. Sidney, the setback. Montana drops it. Sidney, it's a 7. Forced all the way back to the 9. Lockhart wrapped up one leg and wouldn't let go. Montana is so good at finding the second and third receiver.
Nobody better. Has tremendous vision, has tremendous presence and understanding where everybody is. But on this play, he wants to go to Jerry Rice. Makes his move. Manny Hendricks gets inside. Now you say, well, that's pass interference. If anything, it could be offensive pass interference, because once a defensive player establishes position, the offensive player must avoid him.
2nd and 6 for San Francisco, leading 7-3 here in Dallas. Delay, Rathman. Not this time. Lockhart was waiting, as was Norton. They share the tackling duties on this club. Both have over 70 coming into this one. Clock turning, 3:03 to go. George Seifert said that it's the external pressure that has changed on this team, not the internal pressure. And look at the passing yard difference. 3rd and 5. Montana having trouble. Rice, what a catch! Holy cow, what a catch!
When you want to throw the ball away and the guy snags it for a TD anyway, you just know things are going your way.
Pretty decent coverage by Kenneth Gant, but Jerry Rice showed you not only the speed, but the great hands.
Gant's a rookie. They want to find out what he can do. He's got great quickness. Rice says, I'm open. But if Joe's trying to throw this thing away, 1-2 in, touchdown. Unbelievable. Great players making great plays.
Jerry Rice with his 11th touchdown of the year. Kofer with a point after. In 85 games, Rice has now scored 81 touchdowns.
That was vision. That was as close to a Dwight Clark catch as you get against the Cowboys in that championship game. Hey, look it. He gets just the left hand on it. Now he cradles it against his stomach. The left foot is down. The right foot is down. Has possession. Touchdown. Montana's throwing this away. He has nowhere to go. He says, oh, heck, I'll throw it out of bounds. Well, maybe I won't.
That is the 77th touchdown catch of his career. Steve Largent holds the NFL record with 100. And Jerry Rice, before he's done, may break every pass receiving record in the book, and they may stand for a long, long time.
There's two guys on the field tonight that are setting records that our grandchildren will be chasing. Montana, 13 for 15, 150 yards. You talk about third down efficiency for a quarterback, 5 for 5 tonight.
Nobody does it better. And the 49ers give themselves some breathing room. They lead at 14-3 now.
Very critical, this drive for the Dallas Cowboys. Number one, they've got to move the football. Keep San Francisco off the field. Don't give Montana and that 2-minute offense a chance to do its magic. And secondly, try and get something on the board. Going in 14-6 would be a great lift for this football team, or 14-10.
Dixon and Wright are deep to receive the kickoff. Alexander Wright from the 8. Burning speed. Won't get a chance to use it. Cox dumps him at the 22. There's a flag down. solid tackle by Greg Cox on special teams. And with 2:31 to go in the half, the officials trying to sort this one out.
Ronnie Lott, interested observer. Charles Haley, Fagan, all want to sort of know what's going on.
So do we.
Usually you get it from the players. You know, they turn around, start pointing and waving. Obviously, Lott agrees. He figures he'll put his helmet on and they'll walk it back.
We have holding during the run back on number 90. We'll go half the distance to the goal line. Approximately the 8.5, 9-yard line.
Willis Crockett coming down on the left part of your screen. Just a good tackle. It's one thing to get your head in front. It's another thing to get your hand behind.
And then he pushed Leroy Etienne in the back.
All right, so you got a choice.
So he
holding, pushing, hitting in the back. I mean, pick one.
So Dallas has to start from the 8-yard line with 2:31 to go.
I'd love to see him throw the ball down the field. They just don't do it, and it'd be a great opportunity.
Daryl Johnston is in for the first time. Haley going for the sack, almost got Aikman. He throws it, made sure nobody could catch it, and one hopped it to Kelvin Martin.
That's a good try, though. I mean, you're backed up. Make the defense defend all that field, except you got to get your offensive line to block.
Aikman has not been a fan of the conservative offense.
There it is, right side of the screen. Kevin Gogan trying to block Haley. Now, that could have been Aikman's fault, too, because Gogan set up a lot shorter. Aikman was back deeper. You know, who do you blame there? Do you blame the offensive lineman? No. The quarterback has got to set up where the offensive lineman has a chance to protect him.
Dallas looked so good early in the ball game, moved the ball quite well. In the second quarter, they have picked up 9 yards total offense. Just 9. You're talking earlier about Jerry Rice and what a brilliant career he has had so far. Here are the leaders in touchdown catches. Largent in 200 games caught 100 passes. You see the rest. And you won't find Jerry Rice until we go to the second page. But he has 77 receptions for touchdowns in 85 games. He's also run a couple in. But 77 in 85 games, it's astounding.
You know, it's just amazing that they can put him in a position where people are going to continue to cover him one-on-one. He gets one-on-one with somebody. I talked to Ike Holt about covering Jerry Rice because he covered him when he was at Alcorn State. And Jerry was in college, has covered him when he played with the Vikings. He says Rice gives you one move, not a lot of fancy stuff. It's one move and then try and catch me. There's no fanciness to it, just pure grace and speed.
When they first came into the league, they said he had football speed. He wasn't blinding speed. Oh, yeah, he is. Second down. Aikman with a roll, trying to buy some more time. Throws complete. Got it to Martin out to the 18-yard line. Depending on the spot, it'll be close to a first down. They needed to make nearly the 19. Johnny Jackson, 5th-round draft choice a year ago out of Houston, was in on the stop. And we're coming down toward 2 minutes, and Troy Aikman is going to let it go all the way down to the 2-minute warning. We have a timeout here in Dallas. The San Francisco 49ers, going for their 9th straight win this year, are up 14-3. Francisco leading in 14-3. It's a 2-minute warning here in the first half in Dallas. Coming up at halftime, Chris Berman will have highlights of all the other games in the league today, the fastest 3 minutes in television. We'll have the commissioner, Paul Tagliabue, joining us live here in the booth in Dallas, and Joe will be back analyzing the first half of play here. Controlled early by the Cowboys, but the 49ers have come on to take an 11-point lead. And there is an unusual sight. Jimmy Johnson with a headset on. He doesn't like to wear it.
Well, he's afraid he's going to intimidate everybody up in the booth, but with 2 minutes, he wants to see what's going on.
First and 10. You accused him the other day of being afraid to mess his hair up.
Still think that's part of it.
He took that good-naturedly. Martin with a catch at the 25-yard line. Dave Waymer on the tackle. Clock running. We're down to 1:48.
This is a great test. I mean, you're really going up. Montana's the master at 2 minutes. Aikman gets a chance to show his stuff now in his 2-minute offense.
2nd and 4. 4-man rush. Martin again makes the catch out to the 37-yard line. Jackson makes the stop. It's a first down, a gain of 12.
Get him to the line of scrimmage. There he is, signaling out. 7, he's saying 7. What you do is you signal to the wide receivers the route, and then the inside guys run the complement off it.
Dallas has 2 timeouts left. Haley comes from the outside. They did a nice job on him. Novacek, the tight end. First down at the San Francisco 45-yard line. Good job by Kevin Gogan. He is not the starter. He's in there because Mark Tuanay is injured, and he's done a nice job on Haley when he's been on his side.
Gogan, not the swiftest. They call him the 8th wonder of the world. Big guy, really big guy, 6'7", 309. Haley quick, tries to come upfield. As soon as Gogan gets his hands on him, though, he has an advantage because he can use that weight to run Haley around him.
Well, you get the feeling he's 3'11". If Newton, who is 322, and he get together for lunch, you figure lunch is the 8th wonder of the world.
Not at my house.
Aikman airs this one out, intended for Irvin, and tipped away at the last minute. Eric Wright. Wright was burned for a couple of touchdowns against Green Bay. He says, I'm not playing well. If I keep playing like this, I won't be playing at all.
Well, and this is the kind of play you're going to have to take a chance on. You got some breathing room. Irvin does that little stutter step and tries to run by Wright. Now, the ball is really underthrown. I mean, the thing is Michael Irvin is just back. This is his first chance to really start. In a game, your adrenaline flows different than in practice. Aikman really can throw the ball further with all his receivers if he wants to. Almost a behind-the-back catch.
2nd and 10 with 1:01 to go in the half. Aikman dumps it off. Johnson to the 35. Still on his feet. To the 19-yard line. Great hustle by Kevin Fagan, number 75, who chased him all the way downfield. But it's a gain of 28 and a first down for the Cowboys. Big play by Darrell Johnston out of Syracuse.
A nice play by the offensive line. And Troy Aikman. Good execution on the entire play. Aikman steps up in the pocket. Haley comes around the outside. Now watch, he comes around the right side. Aikman looking downfield says, wait a second, let me find Johnston. Right there, lowers his shoulder pads. Hard to tackle, guys, when all that's coming at you is knees and shoulder pads and helmets.
Big-time run there by Johnston, and the Cowboys use their 2nd timeout.
Right
Watch
side
Gogan
of your
here.
screen. Right side of your screen. Good job by Gogan. You got to hawk Haley. You know he's going to keep on coming, so you can't quit.
He'll have some special incentive tonight. Haley started the day as the leading sacker in the NFL. But after Derek Thomas's unbelievable performance this afternoon, where he got an NFL record 70 of 15 for the season, and Haley got 1 tonight, he's got a ways to go. Intended for Martin, and Martin had to play defensive back and knock it away from Don Griffin. Good coverage by Griffin.
I think that Aikman, see, what they've done is they've rolled Aikman out a couple of different times. This is a good situation to get him out of the pocket. The prevent defense, which everybody argues about, why does a team play it? And this is exactly what happened to the 49ers. They played the prevent, they rushed 4, dropped 7. Now they're going to start bringing some more people. They're going to try and put some pressure on him. You stand him in the pocket, he's going to get sacked.
2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz. Dumps it for Novacek, incomplete, and good coverage by Dave Waymer.
Normally what happens, you get downside in that red area. The best matchups you get are one-on-one with defensive backs on a tight end. Now, Novacek has been very productive. The ball's just thrown behind him. Here's a guy that stays out and catches a lot of balls after practice. Everybody wonders why he has such good hands. Because he works on it. It's real simple. There's no mystery to being good in this game. You work a little bit harder, you're going to get better.
Cowboys have only converted 1 out of 5 third downs. They face 3rd and 10 right here with 40 seconds to go in the half. Blitz. Aikman drops it. Novacek can't hold it again. If he had made the catch, he would have been well shy of a first down anyway, and Waymer was right there. So now they will go for the field goal.
Novacek, he sees the blitz. He gets out. That's a good read by Aikman, a good read by Novacek. You just see him look upfield and see Waymer before he caught the ball. He was all ready to make his move to break it in for the touchdown, but he forgot one thing, the football.
And Michael Irvin threw a great block before the ball got there and got away with it. Willis will try to make it 10 out of 10 this year inside the 40-yard line. This will be a 37-yard try. And he does. Willis is an American-style soccer kicker. You notice he lines up almost directly behind the ball instead of side saddle. And one of the kicking gurus in the country says he has the best form of any American-style kicker he's ever seen.
An American-style soccer kicker.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Okay. That's
They cut the lead to 8 on the second of Willis's field goals with 32 seconds to go in the half. And psychologically, that's very big for Dallas.
It really is. They did an excellent job of moving the football. They continue to struggle down inside the red area. But the truth is that they're going to start getting touchdowns when they get some plays made. How many passes have you seen the 49ers drop tonight? Well, go back as far as you want. How many have they dropped? Fact is, Cowboys have dropped 3. That's the difference in a big play. A guy catching a ball, a guy putting it on the ground.
Next Sunday night, we'll be in Cincinnati to watch the Steelers and the Bengals go at it, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Bubby Brister, who has really come on, as have the Pittsburgh Steelers, against Boomer Esiason, who is not having his best year. Neither are the Cincinnati Bengals, but it is a tie in that division.
Thing is I just think all those games on the road, 5 games on the road, you lose all kinds of consistency. I'm sure that Boomer's going to be happy to be back in Cincinnati.
Tillman and Carter are deep to receive the kick of Willis. A little more foot into this one. Carter from the 2. Has the seam. Fumble. And knocked out of bounds, recovered by the 49ers. It looked like Vincent Smith knocked it loose after a return of 38. And Smith comes up limping.
Vincent Smith, another one of those young football players, those rookies trying to make the ball club and make impressions on coaches. This is why they got the little guy. Knocks it out of bounds. But again, the Cowboys can't quite get the bounce to go their way. Knocked out of bounds, brings it back to the spot. This is almost exactly where the 49ers were last week against Green Bay.
Last week against Green Bay, they scored in the 2-minute drill. They've done that 4 times in 8 tries this year. This is the most dangerous place you can put Joe Montana.
Mike Holbrook, their offensive coordinator, has left the coaching booth. He's left the coaching booth. He's on his way to the locker room to put the plays up on the board. Right now, the plays are being called by Joe Montana, Steve Walsh, and George Seifert. Steve Young. Steve Walsh can't be calling him. He might be sitting home calling him, but he's not. Steve Young has a little list of plays just for this situation.
They responded the ball at the 37 where the fumble occurred. Montana wants to go long for Wright. Had coverage by Williams, who was right in his hip pocket. And a wry little smile on the face of Joe Montana. 18 seconds to go in the half.
Obviously, Jerry Rice didn't go where he wanted him to.
49ers have 1 timeout left. That's what they've done in the 2-minute drill this year. 6 scores in 8 possessions.
I think what you do is you try and put the ball down the middle of the field for 20 or 25 and use your timeout.
3-man rush. Dumps it to Rathman. Got to the 48-yard line. It's a first down, but the clock is running. Now they stop it with 11 seconds to go. Hendricks and Bates made the tackle. Now you're in a situation, if you throw the ball over the middle, you probably are not going to get another play off.
No, that's the play to throw the ball over the middle. When you're trying to drive the ball in a 2-minute drive, you pick a spot where the one before you have to get it to the sideline. You throw it down the middle, use your timeout. Now, they need to pick up 20 yards to give Kofor an opportunity to have a shot at a field goal. And they'll probably try and do it with something on the sideline.
Kofor has 250-plus shots this year, 52 and a career-long 56. And there is Steve Young in the ball game, the backup quarterback as the 4th wide receiver. They tried this a couple of weeks ago. Young ran a pass pattern, came back, and said, "Hey, I was wide open." He said, "But you know those quarterbacks, they won't listen to you." 11 seconds to go. Montana for Rice, and got out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They'll have the shot at the field goal. Robert Williams on the coverage, 27 yards, and you just have to ask yourself, how does it happen time after time?
Well, easy. You put Steve Young in the game, and everybody says, "Oh my gosh, Steve Young." You line Jerry Rice up, move him in close on the formation. Here's Young down here. Here's Rice. Look at all the room he has outside. You send these guys down the field looking for one of those throw up in the air passes. He runs a quick corner and is open.
Kofor will try a 43-yard field goal. Plenty of distance, and he got it through. So Kofor, who is specialized in last-second field goals, does it again. And the San Francisco 49ers will take a 17-6 lead to the locker room. Right now, let's join Chris Berman.